Welcome back to College 101. Today we're continuing in the trend of talking about college living, and we're going to be talking about meal plans, how they work, how much they cost, and whether or not you should get one. Most freshmen, if you live in on-campus housing, it might be required depending on where you live. If you live in a dorm style where it's just, beds and desks in a room, you're probably required to have a meal plan if you're a freshman on campus. If you live in an apartment style dorm where you've got your own kitchen, it may not be required because they figure you're trying to fend for yourself. Even if you don't live in on-campus housing, you can still purchase a meal plan if you would like for the convenience, but there are pros and cons to it. The way college meal plans work, in my experience, is that there's usually some balance of meals, let's say 10 or 12 meals a week, and points or dollars or cash or whatever they're going to call it, that you can spend in on-campus convenience stores or just use as money. The way it worked with my meal plan at University of Oklahoma was I chose 12 meals per week and $150 per semester. So I went heavy on the meals because I thought I'd want to go to the cafeteria or to restaurants on campus and eat a meal at a specific time. For other people, I think it could go all the way from 6 meals per week and 1,500 points up to 15 meals a week and no points. So it's kind of about what you would prefer. If you prefer to snack, if you prefer to eat on the go, you might want those, dining dollars or whatever they call it, that you can spend in convenience stores and snack shops on campus. If you want meals, if you want pre-prepared food, if you want stuff like that, go for the meals. As well, the way it worked was that a meal got you into the cafeteria, and at University of Oklahoma, we actually had one of the best cafeterias I've ever seen, including the only all-you-can-eat Chick-fil-A in the world. I'll probably make another video talking about this because it's so great. But the meal would get you into the cafeteria, which was actually like a $12 or $13 value, so that's where you got your most bang for your buck. If you use that meal anywhere else, a meal credit was worth $7.50. So at most places that would get you, an entree and a side, or an entree and a drink, or something like that. So a pretty typical schedule for me, having 12 meals, was that I would get about 2 meals per day, sometimes more, sometimes less. So on a typical day, I would usually either get breakfast or lunch at an on-campus restaurant, and then go to the cafeteria for dinner. As well, I would go to the cafeteria on the weekends because it was an all-you-can-eat sort of situation. So if I only had one meal a day at the cafeteria, plus a couple snacks in my dorm, I was usually all right. Now let's talk about how much a meal plan might cost, because that should factor into your decision about whether you will or won't get a meal plan once you're not required to. At University of Oklahoma, the meal plan is currently $4,750 for the year. Assuming you're going to school for 8 to 9 months, with holidays off and such, that's between $500 and $600 per month. If you remember back to my budgeting video I made, that's way more than I think that you will probably spend if you were cooking for yourself. In fact, to let you know, that's more than my wife and I spend on groceries every month now. So it is definitely a more expensive option in a lot of ways. However, it does have the pro that you don't have to worry about dishes or cooking or any of that sort of time commitment. You're going to have more variety. You don't have to worry about learning how to cook if that's not something you've done before. You don't have to worry about coordinating with roommates, keeping things in the fridge, going grocery shopping. So you're going to spend maybe as much as twice as much as you would otherwise, but it's going to be significantly more convenient for you. So if you like that convenience and if you can afford it, meal plans are great. They're convenient. They can be used on campus, which is probably where you're going to be spending a lot of your time as a student. So I think it's a really great option. And especially for freshmen, then you don't have to worry about learning how to cook while you're learning how to do laundry, how to live with roommates, how to set your own schedule, how to be disciplined with your classes, how to study for tests, all these sorts of things you're learning for the first time. Why not knock one of those things off the list? Once you're a sophomore or older, maybe you move off campus, then I would recommend you cook for yourself, save a lot of money that way. I am going to be making a series of videos about recipes that I think are really great for college students, and they're going to be great for a few reasons. They're either going to have a small number of ingredients, they're going to be easy to make in your dorm, so either like a one pot or a microwave type meal. They're going to be healthy for you, relatively, and they're going to be something that you can dress up or dress down. You can always get a little bit of variety and maybe feel a little fancier, treat yourself without having to go out and spend a lot of money. Ultimately, this is up to you, but this is definitely a line item in your college budget where you can shave a lot off. And so if you're trying to avoid student loans, trying to save money for a car or whatever it might be, this is a great place to go to. And that's why I'm hoping to give you tips. For each of the meals that I share with you, I am also going to be doing some food math to show you just how cheap it can be to cook for yourself versus going to eat out. It might surprise you how much money you can save and how much money you do spend when you eat out. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you can see those videos coming down the pipeline. And let me know if there's any sorts of questions you have about cooking, any recipes you like that you've used or that you would like to see, what kinds of variety you like in your diet, so that I can try and make better content for you. Thanks again for watching this episode of College 101 here on the College Guide. We'll see you next time.